We picked up more points. That's right. Since our win against Chelsea, we've picked up some more points. Let's have a little review into it and see what we've done. So, you'll remember in the last episode, we massively beat Chelsea 1-0. We hung on in that game to drag out a 1-0 win, which we scored in, I think it was the 83rd minute we scored a goal. Chelsea deserved the win. Who cares? We got there. We then went to Brentford, where I thought, well, surely, we've just gone and beat Chelsea. We'll have something out of this. Absolutely not. We got turned over by Brentford 3-1. But then at Nottingham Forest, we go and win 3-2. Now, they scored a 90th minute goal to be flattering there, so it should have been 3-1 in theory. But another 3 points on the board. We've then gone and played Man United. We've lost 2-0 to that. Don't worry about that. We'll just forget about that one. We always knew he wasn't going to come out with anything massive out of that game, to be honest. And then next up for us is going to be Southampton, Brighton, Leeds. These are the type of games that I wanted to get into a bit of a swinging run of scoring some points. I mean, if you look at Southampton, 13th, Brighton are just above us in 18th, and then Leeds in 8th will be a tough one. But that's what we're going to aim to do. So let's get into it then. I've done a couple of things that we should have a quick look at whilst we have been away. So first things first, I asked the board, can we have some more coaches? We only had 7. They've gone to give us 9, which means I've filled another goalkeeping coach and I've gone and brought another attacking coach on board as well. Other things that I've done, well, we've gone and signed another player. We have signed Hector Fort. He's an 18-year-old right back from Barcelona. Now, we brought him in on a 1.5 million deal with a couple of clauses here and there. Now, I've brought him in because at 18 could go to 4.5 stars. And look already at some of these stats. Physicals for an 18-year-old, not too shabby at all. Tackling's a 12, crossing's an 11. They're two, the crossing's a big thing for us on how we play. And I think with a bit of nurturing and a bit of first-team football, he'll get in there. And what is better than having 2 18-year-olds wanting to go for it in the same position? Is that going to push each other so much? But what that'll also let us do is Callum Britton, who's getting a little bit unhappy now, for 13 to 14 million, we'll be able to let him go and bring in a significant amount of money that we can reinvest into another area. And then we'll use Hector Fort as our number 2 right back. That's the thought process in my head so far. So, we've stuck with the 4-2-3-1. I've not tinkered with that since we last had an episode. You can see we've played it now for the last 4 games and we've got 2 wins out of them 4 games. Now, who's to say that is definitely all down to the tactic? Not too sure, but it's promising, isn't it, that the last 4 games have been the best 4 games in the whole season. Today, it's actually today the game, so Koulibaly, we could just drop him now, to be honest with you. No point risking him. I'm not really going to think about putting Dele Alli as our ball-winning midfielder, so Luis Travis gets promoted back to the starting 11. Got some sub to fill, so Reece Williams can get on there, and a tester who's just come back from injury also can get in there. We're sticking with Bamba Dieng, played 8 appearances now and scored 3 goals. I know Gallagher does have more, but Dieng's got 4 games on Gallagher and there's only 1 game behind him with a goal, and he has a higher average rating as well, so it makes sense to keep him there. And this team's not doing too bad at the minute. The winning at least some games. I'm going to take off tackling because we're just picking up quite a few yellow cards now. We could just do with stopping that as well. Apart from that, not too much else to update at the minute. Let's get this Southampton game out of the way, and then once we've done that, we have Brighton on the 29th, but Leeds will mean we're into the January transfer window. We can start looking at where we need to sign players and welcoming our new striker as well. So let's get into that Southampton game. How do we get on? Let's find out. So what team talk can we give them here? So nothing to lose. He's got a fair point, but we should be looking to go against Southampton. So we give the performance of fans to cheer for. Scott Wharton's inspired by that. Attackers make me proud. They're not bothered. I know they're capable of dominating midfield. That makes James McAtee happy. And let's get into this game against Southampton. So Romero with a free kick goes wide of the mark. They've picked up an injury already. That's Sergio Gomez. Must have signed him from Manchester City. Yes, they did. He's been there for a couple of years now, though. Luis Travis picks up a yellow card. Not surprising, to be honest with you, with Luis Travis. Here we are, running down the wing. Bruno. Adam Wharton's also picked something up. A yellow card up, sorry. Can Bruno do anything? That's a bit weird. Is that a penalty? Referee, is that a penalty? Dele Alli looked like he was fouled there. We're VAR here, checking for... it's not awarded. Okay, here we go. So Adam Wharton is normally a penalty, but Dele Alli's stepping up to take this one. Not even Bamba Dieng can get it off him. Oh. Adam Wharton is normally our penalty taker. Will that come back to get us? It's okay. Let's get... we've got an XG of 1.1 here. 3 shots on target. But this is the problem. Southampton now break. It's okay. Andrews saves that one. Let's encourage the boys. They've started well at least. We're at half-time, actually. So we have been the better team, so let's keep going, guys. A couple of people motivated. Bamba Dieng, good effort, not bothered. Okay, fair enough. Rico Lewis with a throw in here. Bruma's feeling it a little bit, so I have to swap him. Bruma to Dele. What a goal! Wow. Dele Alli has nearly taken the net off. There must be a hole in the back of that net. Look at this here. So Rico Lewis will throw in. Travis knocks it back to him. First time, he's got lucky with deflection. Bruma, what a touch. But look at that. A foot like a traction engine. Dele Alli makes up for that penalty miss by banging one in the back of the net. Let's praise the team. 15 minutes left to go. We are hanging in here. Do we just start to drop back on defensive mode? Let's start getting defensive. Just slightly lower the tempo, possibly. Play for some set pieces. We'll not go into time wasting just yet. Might be a little bit early. Now we will go into time wasting, so very defensive. Let's definitely time waste. And we can even look at the tactics here. And do we drop this down? Do we drop it into... yeah, this formation here. This is the one. Take Travis off for Buckley. And George will just take off for Zima, just so it's another player with fresh legs. Although Southampton are on the break here. Mitrovic, is that offside? Yes, it is. We get away with that one. Do we get another win here? Yes, we do. Get in. We're really on it now. Outstretched arms. Everyone's chuffed. It's starting to happen for us now. That win takes us off the bottom of the table. We're above Brighton. We're above Bournemouth. They do have a game to play, though, at Bournemouth, but you'd like to think it's promising for us now. And we've knocked some of that goal difference back as well, so we're better than Brighton and Bournemouth in terms of goal difference. This month has been massive for us in our relegation campaign. So we beat Southampton 1-0. We beat Nottingham Forest 3-2. We beat Chelsea 1-0. 3 wins in December when we literally could not buy a win in September, October and November. And that means we're not at the bottom of the table. The rumours persist of a takeover. I wouldn't be saying no to that, let me tell you that. Now, 2 players who have been told to have a look at. Goalkeeper here, 23-year-old Italian, Elia Capriol. 4 stars, sweeper keeper, stats are fantastic, could go to 4.5 stars, can pick him up here between 7.6 and 9.2 million. Now he's got an average of 6.79 rating, played 16 games and conceded 17 goals. Not too bad, you might say. We could fit him into the budget that we have. We could do it. He's a step up from Andrew immediately. And then the second player, Emmanuel Valera, yet again, in the budget that we have, 4.5 stars. He's an attacking fullback at left back. We know there's a problem there because we'll lose Lavios and George we do have, but could you improve on him? Well, obviously it seems you can. Fantastic stats here. 18 determination, 14 tackling, 14 crossing. Physicals are brilliant. 26 years old. He's reached his peak, but if you keep that for another 3 to 4 seasons, I mean, not shabby at all. Look at the step up immediately from Juan Lavios and George. Absolutely unbelievable. Maybe this is the guy. Maybe these two. You just never know, do you? Do we prioritise the goalkeeper? Let's approach the agent and see what he says. We're keen on signing him. Oh, he's not interested. I mean, it says that, but, you know, let's see. And then Emmanuel Valerie, let's see what his agent says. He doesn't want to sign for us either. But hey, you just never know, do you? Do you reckon it's going to be too early to drop in our new striker? Do you reckon he's actually here at the club? Let's have a look, eh? Monthly board performance review for December. It's a C. So they're delighted with signing Beljo and the financial. Delighted with signing Hector Ford and the financials. Delighted to get a win. Nice. C plus from the from the supporters. That's good. Good atmosphere, average managerial support. So up on the atmosphere, down on the support. Fair enough. Is our striker here already? He is. Ooh. Let's see how he gets on. So now that we've got into January, we're going to drop this episode here and focus on the results to come, which are desperately needed. Let's be happy that we've had a good December. If we look at the December that we've had so far, it's not been bad, has it? I mean, we picked up 3 wins. Yes, we picked up 3 losses. We've not started January how we would wanted to, but we've got some significant points on the board this December. We're still bottom of the table on 11 points, but that is in such a better place than what we was come 5 weeks ago. When we look at January now, let's try and be hopeful. We've got Brentford, who, yes, they are 9th, but let's hope we can get something out of it. Wolves in the FA Cup, we'll see what happens with that. The main focus is on the league. Liverpool, probably not expecting too much. Everton, 16th, we've got a chance in this one. And Bournemouth in 19th, we've definitely got a chance in that one. That's for next episode, though. Thanks for checking this one out. Thanks for sticking with it. I hope you've enjoyed the 3 wins that we picked up in December. Any transfer signings, let me know in the comments what you're thinking. Do you reckon we'll get out of this rut? Who knows? Cheers.